Mike.
Yeah.
We are all here today. We got Big Mike in the house. We got Derp in the house. Welcome, everybody. Good morning. Welcome back to the Two Dum Yinzers. This is episode 260. 260. I know I do this every day, but every day it's
every day it's a higher number every day.
It is a higher number every day.
Isn't it crazy how that works?
Yeah, it's
numbers. How do they work?
I'm still trying to catch the concept of this.
I blame whoever invented algebra.
Right?
I blame whoever. I blame whoever invented the number 0.
And I got to tell you this: I'm not exactly the youngest person in the world, and I got to say, at this point in my life, I've never used algebra.
You've never used algebra?
Never used algebra.
I think you have. You just don't know it.
Well, maybe, but not in the sense that they taught it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're back, everybody. This is the Two Dum Yinzers, episode 260. Good morning, Derp. How you doing, my man?
Great.
Good. Derpy's in the house. Big Mike's in the house. We got some big things going on today, guys. I'm going to start today with the Pitt Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start with the big news first. Then we'll talk about the tournament a little bit. But yesterday, Coach Jeff Capel, of course, the coach of the Pittsburgh basketball team, he became the first coach for Pitt to win Coach of the Year. He did win ACC Coach of the Year, guys.
Wow.
They had he has 21 wins overall this season.
Congrats to him.
14-6 in the conference. You almost had to give it to him because, as we said yesterday, this Pitt team was expected to finish second to last.
Yeah.
In the conference. And, it came down to the last night. They could have, they were a basket, 2 points away from being the number 1 seed, to win the conference. And I think you almost kind of have to give it to Coach Capel and what he was able to do with this Pitt organization that hasn't been very competitive since 2016. And just the things that they were able to do. I'm really excited for him. It's really, really awesome. Congratulations, Coach.
Yeah, like you said, man, he is more than deserving. Like, this team was not supposed to be where they are. Like, what did you say yesterday? Second to last is where they were picked to finish, and to finish 1 basket away from tying for the ACC championship.
Absolutely,
that's insane. It's well deserved, and I don't care how the rest of the season goes for them. This has been a complete 100% success for this team this year. If they don't make the tournament, or if they make it and they get bounced in one, that, you know what, hold your heads high, because this is, you outperformed where everyone thought you would be. Everyone thought you would be a joke of a program this year, and you showed them that no, you're not. That you are you're on the rise. You can be a power in the ACC.
Somebody made the comment the other day with the recent success over in the football program, of course, and then now with the basketball. Somebody had made a comment in a thread that I was reading that this is Pitt's golden years.
They're not wrong,
but they're not wrong. However, if you think about that, the golden years usually brings much success. And
championships,
championships, and that hasn't been the case. Of course, Pitt went on to win a bowl game. But I don't think that that's exactly what it is that, again, are you going to look back at 2023, 2022 and say this was some of the best Pitt ever? I don't think so.
No.
The golden years obviously are still the same that they've always been since I've been alive. Tony Dorsett, and then into the Dan Marino, and times like that when his team was winning national championships. But I guess this is the closest thing that we're probably going to get, Mike and Dirk.
I think so. It is what it is. Pitt's no longer going to. They're not going to be a power in college football. It's kind of hard to become a power,
absolutely,
in college football the way the landscape is, unless you get that. Now with the transfer portal, if you get that great coach, and then people are excited to come for him and play for him, that's the way you're going to end up building your programs.
Yeah,
and that's what Pitt is going to have to do. Same thing like Penn State. They are what they are at this point. It's going to be hard to break into that conversation of, like, the Alabamas, the Georgias, the Ohio States. You know, Pitt is what Pitt is right now, and it's going to be a long slog for them to get back up into where they were in the 80s.
The thing is,
In
guys,
football, into the 90s and the early 2000s in basketball where they were. It's going to be a long slog.
you know, and the thing is, I mean, it isn't down to, you know, it doesn't come down to preparation. It doesn't come down to game plan. It doesn't come down to strategy and it comes down to recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could be the hardest working team out there, but if you don't have these top players from around the nation on your team, you're not a legitimate contender.
No.
You know, and that's, you know, kind of a thing that bites me because, like you'd said, it's your Alabamas, it's your Georgia, Clemson, you know, these teams. It's Southern teams where kids want to go. They want to go down south. They want to be in the heat. They want to get away. You know, so I mean, teams like Pitt and Penn State we're kind of doomed in a way. But on the other hand, you have an Ohio State that where did, you know, where did that whole thing come from, Mike? I mean, how did that become such a great successful?
Just because they always have been, and they just been able to keep it rolling.
I just don't get people wanting to move to Central Ohio that are, you know,
but this you got to figure that this is a program that, you know, consistently competes for their conference championship. They consistently compete, you know, now that the playoffs are here, they're always vying for one of those 4 spots. You know, they've won a national championship. Not, you know, it's been a while, but they've been in competitive games.
USC people, you know, want to go out to LA.
Yeah, but USC is trying to bring it back.
I'm more of a UCLA guy.
UCLA is so far they are so far down the totem pole.
Florida teams, your
They're actually
Florida
ranked 4 right now.
Florida State.
Are we talking about? Oh, I'm sorry.
Football. You said
Florida State guys is one that gets me because this team is most of the time bad. They literally have one good season about every 4 or 5 years, and then everybody jumps on that Florida State bandwagon. Florida State Seminoles, blah 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 blah. They do something good, and then they disappear for 4 or 5 years. So what, you know, what is it about these teams? What is the stigma? What is it about that Pitt is never able to gain traction on?
Because it's Pitt, and that's really what it is. You know, they had a nice run in the 80s, and that was about it. You know, some of these programs, they get a nice run, and that's it. And that's all anyone. That's all you're known for.
Just meant to be the ruiners, the underdogs,
that's what the guys
the gritty
are.
team, the team that, you know, that isn't ever one of the best. But you know what? You don't necessarily love playing Pittsburgh, you know, and you know, I'm okay with that.
Because you'll event, you know, Pitt is like the program, same like Penn State. You know, they'll produce players, produce Hall of Famers, but to be that steady franchise or steady program in college that's consistently, you know, be there week in, week out, year in, year out, competing for these national championships. It's never going to be those programs. It is what it is. They had their time, and it's come and gone. Now, every once in a while, you'll see them get up into the top 10, get close to a playoff game, and then that's it, man. That's what they are.
They haven't that level for a long time since the older coach. I forget his name, but I don't want to bring up that because you know. But you know what I'm talking about.
For basketball team?
No, football. They haven't been.
Dude, Penn State, they've been close, man, for even after him. Like,
oh, I see what you're
saying. They
yeah.
James Franklin's come very close to winning Big Ten titles. You know, they've been close, man. They've been close.
You know,
they were close when they had Trace McSorley. They were close when they had Trace McSorley, Gesicki, and Saquon Barkley. They were really close.
That's one thing about Penn State.
Saquon.
No,
it's going to be hard for them to win because they have Ohio State and Michigan.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, those are your northern teams. I mean, you know, like we mentioned down the south, you got Alabama, teams like that. But up north, those are your teams. Those are the northern teams. Those are the teams that are going to be good year in, year out. Even if Michigan isn't, Ohio State is. So you're never going to be able to blow through that conference, you know. And you got to give it to the Penn State and Nittany Lions for the years that they did, and they were able to be very successful in that conference because, you know, putting anybody in a conference with Ohio State and Michigan, you know, you're fighting an uphill battle from the beginning.
Yeah.
One conference fans I can't stand are actually SEC fans.
SEC, yeah. You know what? I don't really pay.
Regardless of how good they are, they're more obnoxious than a Boston Red Sox or a Yankees fan.
Speaking of which, we lost to the Yankees yesterday. No surprise, but back to the important things. Let's move on. So Coach Capel did win. He won the ACC Coach of the Year. Congratulations, Coach. Also, Nike Sabandy, guys. Nike Sabandy did win the Sixth Man of the Year award from the ACC.
No way.
So we got Coach Capel winning the Coach of the Year. Nike Sabandy, who certainly should have. I didn't see anybody that I thought should have been the sixth man more than him. Also, Jamarius Burton. He makes first team All ACC. And Blake Henson, the guy that missed the shot at the end of the game, he made second team All ACC. And it makes you wonder if he hits that buzzer beater to beat Miami at the end of the game the other day. Is he first team ACC?
He maybe, you never know. That could have put him up there.
Yes. So we got Coach, we got Nike, we got the guys, Jamarius and Blake, and also Federico. He did finish 5th in voting for Defensive Player of the Year in the ACC. So that's a pretty respectable number. I mean, Defensive Player of the Year. That's one player. It's not a defensive team. It's one particular player. So he had finished 5th in that, and that's
not bad at all. I'll take that for what he is. Can't beat that.
So we have a big game today. This game starts at 2:00. The game is between number 12 Florida State and number 13 Georgia Tech. Of course, these are their rankings within the ACC tournament. But these two teams right here, guys, is who the Pitt is going to play the winner of. 2:00 today, Florida State, Virginia Tech. The winner plays number 5 Pitt tomorrow. Excuse me. Then also 4:30, we got more ACC action. Number 10 Boston College plays number 15 Louisville. The winner of this game goes on to play number 7 North Carolina tomorrow. And finally, Virginia Tech is going up against number 14 Notre Dame, and the winner of that game goes up against NC State. Which P was here this morning.
NC State, baby.
I can't ever think of I can never think of NC State without thinking of P.
Me too, man. It's the same way. It's ingrained in my brain.
I'm in a local Walmart walking around looking at cereal. Something made me I don't know what it made me think of NC State. Now I am thinking of P walking down the
everyone should think of P.
Everyone should think of P. Let's go through a little what do we think? Dart, chime in. We're gonna see who do you think is gonna win the Florida State Georgia game today?
Is this basketball?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Okay.
Florida State and Georgia Tech. The winner goes on to play Pitt tomorrow.
I think I'm gonna go Georgia Tech.
You like Georgia Tech? Mike, who do you think?
Because a lot of people because of the school, they might pick Florida State. So I'm gonna go Georgia Tech.
I think you're right. I think a lot of people would pick Florida State out of these two, but go ahead, Mike.
I'm going Florida State.
Florida State
Seminoles. They're winning one for what's the old football coach down there? The old ball coach,
Bobby Bowden.
They're winning one for Bobby freaking Bowden.
I'm gonna go with Florida State on this one. I think they're just a bit better. I seen Georgia Tech play this year. They really stink. So I'm going Florida State on this one. The 4:30 game today, guys. Number 10 Boston College at versus number 15 Louisville. Again, this is to see who goes on to play North Carolina. Boston College and Louisville. Who do you like, Derp?
This is tough.
Let me give you their ranking. Maybe that'll make it a little easier for you.
Yeah.
In the ACC, their ranking is Boston College 10, Louisville 15. And this is to go on to play number 7 North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Boston College.
Boston College. Mike, who do you like?
That's who I'm going with too. Derp stole my thunder. I am going with Boston College.
I don't want to be the weird guy, just agree with everybody, so I'm going to take Louisville.
So I would probably pick Boston College to upset North Carolina.
Okay, interesting.
Well, not necessarily upset.
Yeah.
For a big brand, you know what I mean, like big brand team.
And finally, the game at 7:00 today, 7:00 this evening. If you're still up checking things out on TV, Virginia Tech versus Notre Dame. Virginia Tech versus Notre Dame. The winner of this game goes on to play NC State tomorrow. I'm going
Notre Dame.
You're going Notre Dame. I got to go Virginia
because how they
Tech.
entered the tourney.
Okay, I like it, Mike.
I'm going Va Tech, baby.
Going Va Tech.
Yeah.
So we will see these games. We have three. We have 3 first-round games today. Second round tomorrow. Pitt, North Carolina, NC State. These teams will be waiting. You said yesterday, Darb, that you think that we could get to Duke.
Yes.
Did you say, were you the one that said we could beat Duke, or was that Mike?
That was Mike.
That was Mike, baby. I'm going.
He said there's a possible chance you could beat Duke.
So Mike says,
I don't think you'll beat Duke. Just because they're known for, inside big men or like stars down low.
Yeah. So Mike says we could beat Duke. Derp says we'll get to Duke. So that remains to be seen, everybody. There you have it today. 2:00, the one that matters to us right now. Florida State versus Georgia Tech. The winner of that plays Pitt tomorrow, guys, right around 2:30, I believe.
I'm all in on Pitt, baby. I'm all in on Pitt, and I hate Pitt.
You've been frightening me lately, but you know what?
I know.
Like,
you talk about Pitt all the time. It's like Stockholm syndrome, baby. I can't stop rooting for this team. It's your fault, man.
I'll take that. Mike, let's skate over to the rink. It's a hockey night in Pittsburgh. Yes, it is. The Columbus Bluejackets, who are in last place in the Eastern Conference, come to Pittsburgh to the PPG Arena tonight. Play the Penguins.
Hockey night in Pittsburgh. Sorry.
The Bluejackets from Columbus, they're 20-37-6. Again, they are in last place. The Penguins sit at 31-22-9, fighting for their playoff lives. They're sitting just inside, but a couple bad games, we could be right back outside. Mike, I think this game here is what the doctor ordered. This game with the Columbus Bluejackets. I don't recall if they are the last overall in the league, but I do know they are last overall in the Eastern Conference, and that's kind of something that you want right around now.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, they are just barely the worst team in hockey right now. Them and the Blackhawks are fighting to get that the best odds for the draft lottery, right? And you're right. This is what the doctor ordered. I'm looking at Columbus right now, a -71 goal differential. Oh, wow. -71.
Jeez.
Okay. That's what we ordered. And surprisingly, that is not the worst in the league. Anaheim Ducks at -96.
What are we?
+2.
Oh, all right.
Hey, you got
+2,
that,
baby.
+2. So we got that going for us. But yeah, this is what we need. I believe, if I read correctly, it looks like Jari will be in the net tonight. So that's nice. Get him back against Columbus. What we need, man. And I think Kulikov's playing again.
Yes.
He'll be in. I think what the player they're taking out though is POJ, Pierre Oliver Joseph. I think they're taking him out. He's one of their better players. I would take Dumo out, to be honest with you. He was great on those cup runs. No disrespect to Dumo, but he's fading. And you can't be afraid to take someone like him out of the lineup and plug in the new guy. This is what they need to do. But, once again, Sullivan's going to sacrifice the younger player for the veteran player. And this has been one of my biggest criticisms of him. But let's see what they can do before I start ranting and raving like a lunatic.
I think they should be all right tonight. If you don't win this game, you got to really start thinking.
Yeah.
But hear me out.
Yep.
They won 4 of the last 5 games.
Yes.
You have a good opportunity to win tonight. Make it 5 of your last 6. You got Jari starting. You're playing the worst team in the league. And we always talk about how streaky this Penguin team is.
Yeah.
Whether it be for the good or for the bad, they're very streaky. So I think that maybe if they come back tonight with a win, they could continue to build strong. If you come out and lose to this Columbus team, I you don't want to believe that that's going to be the beginning of a losing streak.
Yeah.
But it could very well be, because again, Columbus is they're really bad. But
really, really bad.
I think this game's key in a kind of a way, because like I said, you could kind of feel what the Penguins are. If they come out sloppy tonight, if they don't play,
I could see them potentially losing.
That's what I'm saying. So, this game tonight, watch what this team does against Columbus, because that this could go many different ways.
Oh yeah.
And the way that we're hoping that it goes is go out, beat Columbus, win 5 of the last 6 games, get ready. Who they got next, Mike?
I just clicked out of it. You always do that.
It better be at home. So we've been on the road forever.
It is. They have like a 5-game homestand.
Okay. We need that too. That's good. That works in
Yeah,
our favor.
some nice home cooking. It goes. We have Columbus tonight. Thursday, we have the Islanders, which is a huge game because we are actually fighting them for the top wild card spot.
Oh, wow. All right.
Then we have the Philadelphia Flyers, then the Rangers, and then Montreal. That's key right there. Columbus,
Absolutely.
New York, Philly, New York. You have to win those games. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You win those games, boys, you are moving up. Oh, you're not going to make it into the top 3 of the wild card, but hey, you're going to chip away, and, hold on to that number 1 in the wild card spot.
You get Columbus out of the way tonight. I mean, you had three division games. I mean, when you play the Islanders, the Flyers, and the Rangers, that's go time. That's crunch time. You go out there, and these are games that you want to win. You're in your division. It's big to win these games. And like you said, the Islanders are right there neck and neck with us, and the other teams are, this is where we make ground up.
Yeah.
So I think getting this win tonight, carrying that momentum into Thursday night's game and beyond is big. And then after that, you go to, you have the Montreal game, which, where are they at? Are they?
Hold on real quick. I do want to say the Rangers, they have 79 points. They've only won 2 out of their last 8 games, and they're only 8 points above the Penguins. So the point, we have to win all these. If we win all 5 of these games on the homestand, that's huge. That's huge because the way the Rangers are playing right now, this is the perfect time to maybe make some ground on them. Montreal's 26, 33, and 4. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're the worst team in the Atlantic division.
Okay.
So yeah, but that's who the Rangers play on the 9th.
Now, is that game up in Canada, Mike, or is that a home game as well?
It is for the Penguins.
Yes, the Montreal game.
Oh my goodness! Let me click back into Pittsburgh here.
Now, why do you keep anything out of there? Stop,
because I went to the other team. I want you to
just sit there and stare at those numbers.
I can't stare at it. That is the last game of the homestand.
Oh, so these are all 5 of these games are home.
Yeah, all 5 are home.
Columbus, the Islanders, Flyers, Rangers, and Habs. That's
and
good,
yeah.
Mike.
And then
That's a strong stretch.
And then after the homestand, we have 2 games against the Rangers in New York on Thursday the 16th and Saturday the 18th. If you win all 5 at home and then you beat the Islanders on the home or away series, that can be huge, man. You could potentially be looking at the number 3 spot in the Metro, to where you don't have to play Carolina or the Bruins. If they can string a nice 7, 8, 9, 10 game win streak along that this team can do, look out, boys. This is such an
important stretch right here. These 5 games at home.
Mm-hmm. And
again,
historically,
Columbus not any good. Montreal not doing too well on the bookends of the homestand. In the middle, you got your division teams, and these aren't any teams that are new to us.
Yeah,
we've been playing the Islanders for a million years, the Flyers and the Rangers, rivals and playoffs and everything else. So this run of 5 games, Mike, considering, like I said, we just won 4 out of 5.
Yeah,
if we could, even listen. I think it's unrealistic to think that we're going to streak and win all 5 of these. I don't think they're going to win all 5. I think they're going to start Casey DeSmith, as a matter of fact, one of these nights, and we're going to lose. But if you win 3 to 4 out of 5, that's still a success. That's still for what the Penguins have gone through this year and been the ups and the downs. When they were up, they were really up, and when they were down, they're really down. I believe that this next 5 games, this is huge. And of course, every 5 games we're going to talk about from here on out, it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
But it is what it is at this point. You win those 2 bookend games where you should win. Maybe don't play DeSmith in one of them, or play DeSmith in one of them. And then, like I said, the division games, it's anybody's game. It's anybody's game. We play the Flyers. It's anybody's game. We play the Islanders,
Yeah.
So these games are big, as of the rest of the games throughout the season. However, keep an eye on these 5. I think that's going to give us a good indication of where we go from there. Because if we go out and we lay an egg, Mike, and we won one out of these 5 home games,
yeah,
then it's going to be time to worry. So let's get this win tonight. Columbus, bad team. You can't even express how bad of a team they are. They're the worst team in the league.
Yeah, they're atrocious right now. It's bad. And God, I would love to get that number 1 wild card because I'd rather play Carolina than the Bruins, even though Carolina gives us a run for our money.
Yeah.
That Bruins team is just off the charts. But my God, if
nobody wants to see Boston.
Yeah, if the Rangers keep losing and the Penguins keep winning, you get into that number 3 in the Metro. Oh, you're playing. I forget. Forgive me. I forget how the playoff seedings go now with this. I can't remember if you play teams within your division and then you go and play crossover to the Atlantic after that. But right now, I would much rather face either the Leafs, the Lightning, the Devils, or the Rangers than the Hurricanes or the Bruins.
Right.
So, yeah, I would rather. God, man, if they can potentially move into that 3 seed out of the Metro, I would love it. But this is the way this team historically in March, like I said before, like Derpy said, the March of the Penguins.
Yeah.
This is historically when they start to make a run.
You're right.
And I don't see it being any difference just looking at their schedule. That they can do it. I was out on this team. I think they might be able to squeak into that 3 if they play right. And that's going to be the thing, if they play right.
Who is going to be the guy through these next 5 home games that will make the most impact of the 3 guys that we just brought over at the trade deadline between Kulikov, Granlund, and Bonino, of course? Who do you think is going to be the most impactful in just these next 5 games? I'm
going to go with Bonino. I think he's going to solidify that 4th line. He bring great veteran leadership down there. I think he's going to be still valuable on the penalty kill. So I'm Bonino. He's not the player he once was.
Right.
Those days are gone of Bonino. But he's still capable 4th line center in this league. And that's exactly where I believe they're putting him. And that's the exact spot where I want him. I want him on that 4th line, just taking up those minutes there, taking up good minutes on the PK still. That's where I want Bonino taking key, helping, being one of those guys to take key draws. Because this is not a very good face-off team. And, I think he can help on those draws. So I'm going
psychologically.
With
I think psychologically it's going to be because of psychology. It's going to be Bonino. He's going to have the energy, Mike. People are going to, he's back in Pittsburgh for the first time since he's left here. We won Stanley Cups. He's a big part of the HBK line, Bonino, the whole thing. I think the crowd's going to love him. I think they're going to give him they're going to really support him, of course. And I think he's going to ride that energy and that momentum into Pittsburgh and be, like you said, he's going to be able to do those things that he's being called to do. The other guys, Kulikov and Granlund, I'm curious. I'm still curious to see these guys play. I don't know much about them. However, like you said, Kulikov is in the lineup tonight, correct?
Yeah.
Is that the guy from Nashville?
Yes. Or Granlund was Nashville.
Granlund was Nashville. Kulikov, God, I can't remember where we picked him up. He was Anaheim.
I'm gonna go with the guy from Nashville.
So this is who you say, Derp, is going to make the biggest impact of these next 5 home games for the Penguins?
Yeah. Just,
Yeah.
Wait, who's the youngest, though? Who's the youngest of all those 3?
Oh, Granlund, I believe, at 31.
Yeah, then I'm going to go with him.
I think he might be the youngster.
Ain't that crazy?
He's
the youngest
wild.
one at 31.
31's young, right?
Yeah. Well,
that is no, it's
compared
not.
to the other guys.
Well, yeah, compared to me and Ryan, 31's young.
Well, compared to everybody, Crosby and Malkin and Letang and
yeah, but he kind of fits in with that group.
Yeah,
at that age. Let's.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with him because of his age now.
So that is tonight, everybody. The Penguins, they do play 7:00 at home. If you're not getting down to the arena tonight, go check it out. Check it out on. Did you see that they have to search for a new home?
Yeah,
that whole AT&T network and the channel they've been on forever.
Yeah, they're kaput.
Issues. Yeah.
It's kind of funny to me. Like them and the Pirates going to go find something. But it's always been the case. God, here, I'm going to date myself. Remember Penguin games on KBBL?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I grew up with. KBBL. They don't want something different than the Fox. Root Sports. Yeah, it was in there. So, this is nothing different.
Do you remember when the Pirates got real bad in the late 90s, early 2000s, and they didn't even let them have their names on the back of their jerseys for like a season or two? They were so bad. He's like, screw you guys. We're not even giving you names on your shirts.
Oh, God. I love the Pirates.
Speaking of the Pirates, they lost yesterday to the Yankees 9-2. Today they play the Blue Jays at 1:05. So when we get off the air today, there's going to be a couple games on. You got the Pirates, Blue Jays. You got the big Florida State Georgia Tech game, of course. He was going to be coming to play Pitt tomorrow. I got Duke on my mind because that's to play Pitt tomorrow in Charlotte, and then tomorrow we'll be trying to talk some Duke. Hopefully, we'll be getting ready to play that game. Mike, I designated this last half hour to some football. God. Some football.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And there's a lot of football to be had, boys.
Yes, please, Derpy.
For the Steelers today, you may know this. Today is actually Franco's birthday. He would have been 73 today.
Hey, yes, I see that. Have you noticed something? Go back to March 1st and go every day on the Steelers, any of the Steelers pages. There's been a Steeler great birthday, I think, every day this month. Like Ben and Bettis, and like every day I get on, there's a different Steeler through March. I don't know what it is. I don't know what that's all about, but March is a big month for Steeler birthdays.
March is when, Steeler babies were being pumped out.
Yes.
So do the math and find out when, future Steelers are going to be, their parents are going to be doing it. Hey.
I do want to see. I want to ask you guys, what happened with Joe Mixon overnight?
What?
Joe Mixon there was an issue it was all over the ESPN when I woke up this morning. There was police surrounding his house. Then they entered his home to investigate the shooting or something that he's involved with. Does anybody know?
No idea.
The result of that?
I have no idea. What's going on here? Let me see.
But it definitely sounds like something a Cincinnati Bengal would do.
Hey, at least he's not shooting out helicopters out of the sky like Arrowhead Hayward.
Who?
Arrowhead Holmes. Excuse me. Holmes. You remember Fats Holmes? He was shooting helicopters down in Pittsburgh back in the 70s.
I don't
know. Come on now. We ain't no saints up here. Let's see. Police enter home amid probe into alleged shooting. Ooh.
Anything?
Nothing. No, it was just Hamilton County Sheriff's Office said in a statement to TMZ Sports on Tuesday that Joe Mixon's home is part of the crime scene.
Ooh.
No further details. So who knows what happened?
Somebody got shot.
Someone got shot. Who knows what it could be? God, if it happened in his home, like what's flashing into my mind since it happened at his home is Sean Taylor.
Yeah,
that's like what's popping into my mind. If someone was shot at his house, were they trying to break into his house?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I'm going to go with.
They tend to a lot of times to avert rumors. They would say there was a possible invasion or something, but I don't know. You don't know. I
don't know, but this is Joe Mixon. It's not his first run in with trouble, and I tell you what, Ja Morant planned this to take the heat off of him. Okay. He is playing, that's like a 3,000 IQ play there by Ja. So tip of the cap, my friend. Tip of the cap.
He passed it right on over.
Heck yeah, man.
We got to get into this, guys. There's players moving. There's deals being made. There's rumors being said. There's retirements being contemplated coming out of.
Can we go to the players being moved?
Let's start with, all right. Derpy got players being moved for $500. Derek Carr, everybody. Derek Carr, as we were getting ready to go off the air yesterday, Mike did inform us that Derek Carr was a Saint now. Derek Carr signed with the Saints for a 4-year, $150 million deal, guaranteed $100 million. Guys, Derek Carr, New Orleans Saints. Derpy, what do you think, bud?
It's going to be interesting.
I think he's going to do well. I think he's going to do good.
Yeah.
I think the guy's good. Mike, what did you say earlier? We were talking about.
He's a fantasy football quarterback.
Yeah, right.
That's what
he might have a field day with Olave.
Yeah, he'll put up good numbers, but he's not the guy to win you. He's not going to win you a game. He's not going to win you a championship. Yeah, he has a lot of come from behind victories. Show me something in the playoffs, but show me something in a big game. And he's never been that guy. I don't think he's ever going to be that guy. He just does not.
That's because his defense has sucked.
He just doesn't impress me. We all saw that year when he crumbled, under pressure. He was throwing to ghost, hearing footsteps, sensing pressure that wasn't there. This guy, he's not a big game quarterback. I'm sorry, he's not the guy. He's not going to have a Jared Goff type, a Matt Stafford type of 1 year wonder like he did in LA to prove doubters wrong. Derek Carr is a fantasy. He's a product of this era of football where any halfway decent, competent quarterback is going to put you up numbers. He's going to look great in the regular season, but come postseason, put a fork in him. He's done.
Now, does this Saints team? I mean, do they have any other pieces in place? I don't really know much about the Saints. The one thing that I do that's jumping off the page at me is the division that they're in. I think that could certainly be beneficial for Derek Carr coming into this division. Mike, you play Atlanta, you play Tampa Bay with of course no Tom Brady now, and then Carolina. Mike, I could see him being somewhat successful, and I agree with you to an extent. I mean, this guy, I don't see him winning a Super Bowl. I don't really know what the pieces are. The Saints they weren't any good last year, were they?
They were good.
Were they?
Yeah, but that division.
They had a lot. No, they weren't good. Tampa Bay won the division
good.
with a sub 500 record, didn't they?
Yeah, like Atlanta was they were crap. They were
most of that division.
Orleans, yes. I'm sorry, they were 7-10.
And I'm going to tell you how bad that division was.
7-10, except for Tampa Bay.
The struggling Pittsburgh Steelers last year swept that division. So I mean, that gives you an idea.
Yeah,
I think Derek Carr should be okay.
Like you have,
they should win the division. Honestly,
he's the best quarterback in that division, and that's not saying much. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you have Alvin Kamara, but I think he has legal trouble coming up. So who's going to be your running back right there? Yeah. And you have Olave, Juwan Johnson at tight end. He kind of had a nice little career resurgence there. 7 touchdowns on 42 catches. It's not bad. Not bad, but
what do they got on defense? Anybody on defense? I mean, does the team even have a defense?
Not really.
Demario Davis.
So, I mean, it's not going to be much different than it was for the Raiders, really.
I just don't.
New scenery. I mean, maybe
I just don't see it. I don't see this team. I don't see him being the guy. He's never impressed me in his career. I'm sorry. I've never been a Derek Carr guy.
Honestly, he should have went to the Jets.
Well, we're getting into that.
There's some rumors to the Jets.
Don't go to New York just yet. We are going to get into that next. But
okay.
Mike, there was probably about a two season window that I believed that Derek Carr was going to do something, and I believe the Raiders thought that he was going to do something during that period of time. He just kept letting them down. He kept letting them down. I thought, this guy. So maybe
don't forget about the coach.
I know. Maybe the change of
scenery.
Really
all on Derek. It's not really all on Carr.
Derek Carr's been in the league for like 95 years now. You can only use coaching excuses so many times.
Well, let's see. He's going to a different city. There's going to be a change of scenery for him. So let's see if he could. Let's
see if this coaching changing will take him to the promised land. This guy, he's a bum.
All right. There you have it.
I hate Derek Carr.
The rumor, of course, that I want to talk. I think that everybody wants to talk about. It's been all over my TV since the morning I got here at the studio. The possibility, guys, of Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets. Aaron is open. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is open to going to the Jets, and they're in talks. This is Brett Favre.
This is the trade or is a free agent?
This is what's that?
This is a trade.
My trade or free agent. I'm not.
It's talk. He's open. He met with them. He's open to discussions with them. So it would have to be a trade, or Green Bay would have to release him, eat all that cap. They'll figure something out. But yeah, he's talking to the Jets.
If this isn't the most Brett Favre thing that I've seen since Brett Favre left, you have this Packer. He has his great career. He gets his Super Bowl. He has a great career. Throws a bunch of yards. Has a great career. goes to the Jets and disappears into the night. And I think that if he goes there, that's what's going to happen. I find it really difficult to think that this Packers team isn't going to try to keep this guy as long as he's in the league. He's always been there. He's always been a Packer. It kind of has that Seattle Seahawk Franco Harris feel to it.
Yeah.
That, again, the Brett Favre going to the Jets to finish out his career, Bruce Smith going to the Redskins to finish out his career. It has that feel all over it.
Joe Montana, I believe, somewhere else.
Kansas City.
He had a good run in Kansas City.
They beat us in the playoffs that year.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he almost
16-13.
Yeah, he almost got them to the Super Bowl. So he had a nice run there.
But but if I'm, like I said, I don't know. Maybe it's just because you see one guy in one uniform so long, you just don't think that he's going to do it. But
yeah,
I would. I mean, he's been your everything. If you're Green Bay, I don't know if I'm them.
But the way he his whole contract thing that he did last year, he was complaining that, oh, you guys can never get me weapons, blah blah blah. But him signing that contract forced them to get rid of Devontae Adams.
Yeah,
this guy, he's a nut case. They need to move on from him. It is well past his prime,
and he's more of a drama queen than Favre ever was.
He is too. At least Favre, he took some pills and got league sympathy for it. Whereas Aaron Rodgers is just a whack job. Who needs to move on?
Aaron Rodgers, Derpy. Do you want to see him finish out his career as a Jet, or would you like to see him ride into the sunset in Wisconsin?
Personally, for how many years he's played, I'd rather see him in Green Bay, but it could be interesting.
Yeah.
Could be interesting, I guess, experiment.
Yeah.
If he went to the Jets.
As my adopted team, I don't want to see him going to the Jets.
When you think about him going to the Jets now, you got to recall the one thing that they had a problem with last year was their quarterback situation. They had this carousel of quarterbacks. They tried them all. They all ended up stinking. Throw somebody like Rodgers. What's that?
White? Isn't White still there?
Yeah, Mike White's still there. He's White. He's a bum. He's a backup. I have an interesting name for the Jets.
Well, let me just finish real quick on my point. You get this quarterback who on his worst day, he's still going to be a good quarterback. I mean, is he going to be that Hall of Famer that we all, came to know? No, I don't think so.
The most overrated.
But he's going to be better than the other three guys that they have up there. And, you put this defense together and use some of these draft picks that they're going to, of course, get a couple nice ones again. I'd like to watch that. I'd like to watch the Jets season play out. I don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl by any means, but I think that it would be a fun season to watch the Jets if that was the case. Go ahead, Mike.
I have, depending on what tag Lamar Jackson gets put on him, whether it's just the franchise tag or the non-exclusive franchise tag. If I'm the Jets, I put an offer in on Lamar Jackson. If it's the non-exclusive tender, you're going to give up your first round pick this year and your first round pick next year.
I'd rather see him go to Washington.
To me, that is this Jets team is a quarterback away. They have a damn good defense. They got great weapons on offense. You give them a quarterback, and I think Lamar Jackson takes him to the playoffs. He's going to turn that franchise around.
I agree. If they had him, it would be the playoffs. Listen, let me ask you: was that the difference, Mike? I mean, you built that secondary. You go out and you get these receivers that are rookie of the years, and I mean, they have a whole lot of things going on. Do you think that that's what it is, Mike? They're a quarterback away from being a legit
they're a quarterback away. Yeah,
contender to win and compete for that AFC East with the Buffalo Bills.
I think so. Like
they've always been a quarterback away.
Yeah, Breece Hall. before Breece Hall was hurt, he was on his way to being a rookie of the year candidate at running back. Then you have Garrett Wilson, the numbers he put up.
Yeah,
Elijah Moore isn't bad too. He was
I
also
feel
a
so
rookie.
bad for Mark Sanchez.
You give these guys, you give them a quarterback. This defense is disgusting. It is filthy. It is nasty. We saw how they played against the Steelers. This team they have a damn good defense. They have some damn good defensive linemen. Their secondary is legit. Sauce Gardner may be the best cornerback in football. You give them a competent quarterback, they might do something. I believe that you put Lamar Jackson on the team, maybe even Aaron Rodgers on the team, you're going to the playoffs.
Let's see. We also have contemplating coming out of retirement, Mike and Derpy.
I saw this.
Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is contemplating coming out of retirement. He contacted the 49ers and the Dolphins near the very end of the 2022 season and was thinking about coming back. Buy or sell? Let's use a term from another show for this particular question. Derpy, buy or sell? Philip Rivers coming back to the NFL out of retirement.
This laugh is all you need to know. I'm not even gonna answer this question.
The silence speaks volumes.
The silence speaks volumes.
Mike,
I am selling him coming out of retirement.
is it because you don't want to deal? You don't want to see him. You don't like him. Is that what it is?
Like,
Or do
he
you think
throws
that
the ball like
He never
legitimately is
won.
just
He never
not
won
Here's how
an
he
gonna do it?
award.
throws.
He's
Here's
never
how
gonna
he
win
throws
an
the
award.
Here's how he throws the football.
Oh, it's bizarre. No two ways about it. He has a bizarre
And
delivery.
he's that guy who talks shit all game long, up in people's faces. Then the minute he starts losing, he's the biggest little bitch in the league. He yelled at me.
It's
Fuck
like those.
him.
It's
Fuck
like that
him and his
Ryan Leaf.
19 fucking kids. Fuck him. That's
Like
why
the-
he wants to come back. He has a house full of rugrats that he never saw. Now he has to deal with them. He wants to blow his brains out. He figures, I'm going to go play football and
Get
get
the fuck out of the
CTE
house.
so I don't
Yeah.
have to deal with this.
Maybe a linebacker will knock my head off.
I just can't stand him. Never.
Does he
could,
fall into
never
the
would.
Ryan Leaf category for you, Mike?
For
Personality.
for personality, yeah. But
Yes.
Ryan Leaf has like turned his life around. He's trying to turn his life around.
I heard
you know?
something. And I
I
heard
give
he's a
him,
big time Steeler fan too, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, he would.
He's been on
Well,
some podcasts. I've seen him around.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
trying. Didn't he go to like jail? He had like major drug problems. He's trying to turn his life around. And fuck yeah.
I do want to move on, and you'll see why in just a moment, guys.
Oh,
Let's see. So we got Aaron Rodgers. How about Geno Smith? Big payday. You know what? There's
Yes.
nobody I think that
Deserved.
earned this raise in the NFL more than Geno Smith did this season. Mike, like you had said, your adopted team. We did this at the beginning of the year last year.
mhm.
You kind of followed Seattle. I kind of followed the Jets. And one thing that I learned from this experiment is Geno Smith's a badass dude. All he needed was some somebody that believed in him coach wise, a little bit of weapons around him. Geno Smith, he earned his paycheck, didn't he?
Yes, he did. 2022 comeback player of the year, well deserved. And my God, up until like not last year, but the season before when they came to Pittsburgh, we were talking about this at work today. Me and one of the guys, like, we totally forgot he was still in the league.
Yeah.
He was their backup.
When he
This
was with
year-
the Jets, I forgot he was in the league.
Yeah, I forgot he was done. He bounced
West
around the league.
Virginia.
He went to the Giants for like a cup of coffee, bounced to somewhere else for a cup of coffee, came to Seattle being a backup. Russell Wilson gets traded. Everyone thinks, all right, Drew Lock came back in the trade. He's going to be their guy. Drew Lock gets COVID, can't play the last 2 weeks in the preseason, and Geno Smith did not look back. They may have written him off. He hasn't written back yet, but my man signed a contract, $100 million, well deserved.
Yeah, it's good for Geno. I'm excited for him. I'm not a West Virginia fan, but you know what? It's cool. You don't see really.
He definitely made them good though.
Yeah.
They were definitely good when he was there.
Like him and Pat White, man, the last two good players coming out of West Virginia that I can name off the
Yeah.
top of my head.
Here's what we're gonna do. I got about 4 names. We're gonna blow through them because I got something fun for us today. All right, guys.
All right.
Yes or no? I'm gonna give you 4 players, 4 teams. These are rumors. Is it gonna go? Is it not gonna go? Here we go. Kirk Cousins to the 49ers. Mike.
No.
Derp.
No.
Derrick Henry to Miami. Mike.
Yes.
Derp.
Yeah.
Chris Godwin to Baltimore.
Oh my God, yes, if you keep Lamar.
Yes, and that would be scary. And I would not be a fan of it as a Steelers fan.
And finally, DeAndre Hopkins to the Bears.
Ooh.
That sounds like a Bears move. Let's get someone past their prime.
Yeah.
You think yes, Derpy? What about you, Mike?
I'm gonna say, yeah. Their GM is retarded.
And of course,
I'm sorry, he's stupid.
There's other things that happen. I understand that, but guys, listen, I want to do something fun today. We're gonna take a load off. All right. This is what we're gonna do. I learned something about both you guys over the past few days. We were talking about the Steelers and about their Super Bowls, and you both came to an agreement yesterday that Super Bowl 40 was your favorite Super Bowl, probably because it was the first one that we won in all of our lifetimes. What we're going to do today, I printed up a list of questions from Super Bowl 40. We're going to go back and forth between both of you, and we're going to go through these questions and see who could answer more.
All right.
Derp, is that okay with you?
Yes, that is
Mike, you
I
in?
am 100% on board.
Let's do this, baby.
All right. So what I got here is
You're going down, Mike.
I have about 21 questions here.
Oh my God.
Oh, shit.
But here's what we're gonna. But I wanted to get enough questions in just to, just bear with me. This is fun Tuesday, guys. And here's
You're
what
going down, Mike.
I'm gonna start with Derpy, and then we're gonna go back and forth. I'm gonna read Derpy a question. He's gonna not for 3 to 5 seconds. We're not gonna stretch this out because, like I said, we only got about 13 minutes left. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna ask Derpy a question. Whether he gets it right or whether he gets it wrong, I go to Mike with the next one, and he gets a whole different question. He gets it right, he gets it wrong. We go back to Derpy, he gets a whole other question. And when we get down to the end, we're going to divvy up the scores and see where we land. I know that, like I said, everybody's really into Super Bowl 40. It was a huge Super Bowl in our area, especially for guys our ages and down. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You guys ready?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Derpy. Where was Super Bowl 40 played?
Detroit.
Good. Mike, what was the final score of Super Bowl 40?
God. Times.
You want to take a stab?
24-16. I can't remember.
24-16 was wrong. 21-10.
That's right. I knew we had 3 touchdowns. I thought we kicked a field goal.
Derpy, who was the MVP of Super Bowl 40?
That would be Heinz Ward.
Heinz Ward is correct. Mike, who did the coin toss of Super Bowl 40?
Nope.
Tom Brady. Derpy, who was the halftime show of Super Bowl 40?
How am I supposed to remember that? I was all the way back
Bruce
to
Springsteen.
2005.
You want to take a stab? That is incorrect. The halftime show was the Rolling Stones. Mike, what was the Steelers' record of the season that they won Super Bowl 40?
We were 6 seed. We had to win the final 6 to get in. 9-7, 10-6, 9-7, 10-6.
Take a guess.
9-7.
9-7 was incorrect. It was 11-5.
Oh wow! Well, damn.
Derpy, what was the score at halftime of Super Bowl 40? What was the score at halftime? The Steelers were winning at halftime. Do you recall the score?
What was the score before? What was the final score?
21-10.
21-10.
Take a guess.
I'm gonna go 14-3.
14-3 was incorrect. It was 7-3 at halftime. Who had touchdown passes for the Steelers in Super Bowl 40? Who had thrown touchdown passes for the Steelers in Super Bowl 40? Mike.
Antoine Randall L.
Correct. Derpy, how long was Willie Parker's record-setting run?
Now that I don't know, but I'm just gonna give it a guess.
Okay.
63.
63 is incorrect. It was 75 yards. Which starting quarterback had more passing yards, Ben Roethlisberger or Matt Hasselbeck? Mike. Hasselbeck did had 273. Ben had 123. That is correct. All right, that was the first 10 questions. How you guys feel? You are tied 2-2. 2-2. We got halfway through. Here we go. Derpy, you're on the clock. Who scored Seattle's only touchdown?
That'd be Alexander, right?
Jermaine Stevens.
It's incorrect. It was Jeremy Stevens.
Oh, Jeremy Stevens.
Number 12. Mike, who threw more interceptions, Ben or Matt Hasselbeck in Super Bowl 40?
Ben.
Ben, it's correct. He had 2. Hasselbeck threw 1. Let's see. 13. Which running back had the most running yards? Which running back had the most rushing yards in Super Bowl 40, Derp?
I'm just going to go with the same previous answer. Alexander.
That is correct. Sean Alexander had 95. Willie Parker had 93. Next one. Which Seattle wide receiver, Mike, led the Seahawks with 6 receptions? I'm not looking for the most yards. I'm looking for the Seattle receiver that had the most receptions, which was 6.
Ingram?
That's correct.
Ooh, what's his first name?
Bobby.
Thank you. He went to Penn State.
Number 16. Here we go. Derbs. What was Seattle's record the year that we played them in the Super Bowl? What was their regular season record?
$13 and 3.
13 and 3 is correct.
Ooh, I was going to say 12 and 4.
Because it was up in the
Or 14.
They were the 1 seed.
Yeah, they were the 1.
Mike, who sang the national anthem? Now, I'm going to give you a break. There was 3 different people that sung the national anthem. All you have to do is name one of them.
3 people. Oh my God.
You want to take a stab?
No, God, no. No clue.
Aretha Franklin, the most notable. Aaron Neville and Dr. John were the other 2 people. Aaron Neville and Dr. John.
Detroit, right?
Yes.
Yeah, for the Motown.
Derpy, which team scored first in the Super Bowl?
I would say the Steelers.
The Seattle Seahawks. They took a 3-0 lead to start the game. Who had Pittsburgh's lone interception, Mike, in the football game? They had 1 interception in this game. Who made the interception?
Shoeless Ike Taylor.
Bingo. Wow, that was I didn't think you were going to get that.
Oh, I remember that play, baby, because I was like, he caught one.
Derpy, who was favored to win the Super Bowl?
That would be the Seahawks.
That is wrong. It was a very rare situation. Pitt was favored by 4 for a 6 seed to be a favorite over a 1 seed. It was a very rare thing. The Steelers were a 4-point favorite. And finally, Mike, you're up 5-4. Okay.
Rip.
If Mike gets this, he wins. I'm going to tie it up. I'm going to make it 5-5 just to make it interesting. But if you get this, Mike, you win. If you get it wrong, I'm going to give the win to Derpy. Are you okay? You ready?
What?
Here we go. It's a crunch thing. We're running out of time. Here we go. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
What seed were the Steelers going into the playoffs?
6 seed.
The 6 seed is correct, Mike. You did win this competition.
First 6 seed
from
to
Super
win.
Bowl 40. What's that?
First 6 seed to win a Super Bowl, baby.
And you know, and like I said, I really something that I was going back through the show yesterday, and I noticed that you guys both have pretty damn good knowledge of Super Bowl 40, which I think a lot of Pittsburgh fans do. I said, you know what, let me throw together 20-25 questions for the guys. These guys did amazing. Some of the questions, you know what, I don't think that, you know,
would have remembered.
Right. I mean, there's so many Super Bowls. You know, if you're trying to think who with the coin toss.
Like once you started asking coin toss, like I'm out. I don't want to play anymore. He's asking these weird ass questions.
Right. And that's what I did. I had to throw them in there too to make it tough. But Mike did. Congratulations. Derby did a great job as well. We will continue to do things like this because you guys, like I said, you know your Steelers, you know your Super Bowls. And I thought, you know, something a little fun. That was fun Tuesday.
That
Mike,
was really fun. That was I like
Mike,
that.
why don't you go and tell everybody about the website?
TwoDumYinzers.com. Head on over there for everything you need. TwoDumYinzers. TwoDumYinzers.com.
Check it out. www.twodumyinzers.com. We are live every day right here from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Monday through Friday. Also, the show that we do today will be uploaded tonight at 8 o'clock over on Spotify. If you just get the opportunity or the chance to just listen to it, not watch us, you can listen to it at Spotify after 8 o'clock this evening. Mike, you got anything before we take off, man?
I got nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. I got nothing.
Derpy, what about you? You always have something good. Give us something good to send out today.
Here's something really good, really good.
I love it. Let's go.
Always stay humble in life,
Mm-hmm.
even in the lowest of times, because your choices in life always affect the heart.
There you go. Derpy never disappoints at this point of the day. Congratulations, Mike, on the big game today. Derpy, great job as well. Everybody have a great day. Like I said, we have big Florida State, Georgia Tech. This game's at 2:00. Penguins tonight. Watch these games. We'll be talking about them tomorrow. From Derp, Ryan, Mike, the two Dum Yinzers, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.